Hello everybody. This morning I thought I'd take a few minutes to go and cast a plastic landing leg for my military drone clone project. So I've got a two-part mat, or mold I should say, and first thing I'm going to do is just prep the mold. So to do that I need some screws put in it. I also need some lock nuts so that it can be screwed to the bottom, so I'm going to embed them in. So when I made the mold, I made spots where I can stick these little screws in, like so. There we go. So the mold is ready. Next up, I've got Smoothcast 66D. It's a two-part plastic. Love this stuff. Yeah, looks like I'm making a bit of a mess, but I'll clean that up afterwards. I poured equal amounts into these Dixie cups, and I'm just going to go and mix them up. .66D is a semi-rigid roto-molding plastic. This is a gray version. So I tend to stir it up and then sing Mary Had a Little Lamb in my head, just to make sure I stir it long enough. As you can see, it's nice and watery. And one last stir for good measure. Now I'm just going to pour it in. Fills it about half full. I put the top on. I have this little plastic that goes on it just to help keep it nice and snug. A few rubber bands. Oops. Just to be safe, I'm just going to go and wrap it with a little paper towel so that if I get any leaks, I'm not making too much of a mess. Okay. Now this particular plastic has a pot time of about 7 minutes. So yeah, as usual, I'm quite good at making a mess. So all I'm going to do is just slowly start turning it. I need to do this for a good 10 or 15 minutes. There's a little bit of the plastic inside. I can keep an eye on that also, just to give me a rough idea how it's doing. Little turn every time I flip it. Okay, I've been twirling and twisting this for a while. The plastic on the top here is not solid, but it's pretty set up. This is the bottom with the screws, so I'm going to set it down on that side. And then I'm going to come back and have a look at it in an hour. Oh boys, We've had an hour or so go by. Let's go have a look. See if we had any success. There we go. Just need to take the screws out now. Now you can see there's a nice threaded mount in there. There we go. You can see now when I mount it on the bottom, I've got screw points. This is the center mount for the shaft on the copter. I need to just drill this out slightly because I've got a plastic foot that'll go on the bottom and a little bit of sanding just to go and clean it up. Now, on the two that have been done, I've drilled at the bottoms, as you can see. So you can see that they're hollow. I'm not sure how well it shows up, but they're hollow. These little rubber legs, they're going to go in here. And I have another one somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's going to go in there. So when I mix up the batch to pour the next one, I'm going to mix some extra, and that extra is going to get poured inside. And then I'll turn it upside down so that it sets and holds those pieces in place. So that's what's next. Alrighty, so I put the plugs in the bottom. I've poured some plastic inside so those things seal in place, and we'll just set them upright so they have a chance to dry. I'm filling the next mold. And pop it together. Okay, they're all done now. I've sprayed them with a coat of flat black paint. I put the little rubber pad on the bottom. Yeah, I know it's been painted, but it'll wear off over time. Threading is there. They're all done. The next thing to do is just put them on the frame, and all will be good. So one last update. Here's my frame. Here's one of the legs. Just going to slip that into position. Just get the screws lined up. Assuming I'm in the right spot, that is. There we go. No better than to tighten all the screws down all at once. Or tighten one screw down and before I put the other one in. There we go. There's my leg. Now I can put my arm back on. So the original leg weighed in at about 55 grams. The replacement leg (32 grams). So saving 24 grams per leg. So it's 100 grams I'm shaving off the frame weight by replacing those legs. And that's it. Cheers, guys.